Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. After last weekend and all the talk of Hedberg, if you're like, I kind of like that style of comedy, check out Sheng Wang. He recently spoke to ReviewWM.com, and he talked about how he spends time on the road connecting with nature. He told Review, I enjoy the infinite diversity and beauty of plants. I find that to be very relaxing and inspiring and grounding. It brings me to the present when I just stop and lean in and look at the details on a flower or a leaf. The Review writes, a mix of universal observational humor and ultra laid-back slacker charm. He gets compared to Mitch Hedberg. Wang said, my kind of humor, my approach to life, and my approach to my stand-up, essentially, it's kindness and joy. So that means being present, paying attention, finding all the little joys that are everywhere. I mean, there's disasters. It's chaos right now, especially in the news and everything. It's just crazy out there. But there's so much good and beauty and joy that we just overlook because it's everywhere, and it's so small. We're too immersed in it to see it sometimes. He's one of those guys that, you've never heard of that's been grinding it out for 20 years already. I hope he pops. His career did step up in class when he had his Netflix special in 22. That one's called Sweet and Juicy. Watch it. It's funny. Wang said, I'm more of a people pleaser. I'm not a big trash talker. I don't like punching, especially punching down. I prefer sharing things that might bring a little delight rather than aggression and violence and conflict. I'd rather delight people. I feel like I had a really chill upbringing, but I think there's something about being an immigrant or being an other in your youth. You pay attention to what's the vibe in the room. Whenever we go out somewhere, you pay attention to who's looking at whom, what's the energy. I felt like immigrant kids, they just have a superpower to have that sensitivity and that awareness, but it's also a bit of a rougher way to grow up, to be constantly considering these things. To get back to the plants, Wang says, I think eventually there'll be some sort of possible creative convergence between my jokes and my performances and my love for plants. Give them a cable show. Jeopardy fans, they're all in a kerfluffle. You see, today on Jeopardy, comedian Guy Branum will be competing on Jeopardy against Mike Dawson from Portland. Reddit users noticed Guy's name and face on the Jeopardy website. One Redditor said, checking the lineup for this week's contestant, I was a bit surprised seeing the name Guy Branum. At first, thought maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe there's two Guy Branums, but nope. Seems to be the same guy, since it lists writer and comedian as his occupation. Some wondered, why is he on Jeopardy and not Celebrity Jeopardy? One theory, he must be smart enough to get on normal Jeopardy. Pauly Shore is opening a comedy club, which is interesting because Pauly is the son of the legendary Mitzi Shore, known for operating the comedy club in Los Angeles. So is Pauly opening one in LA? Nope. Texas. Austin, Texas, Sean? Nope. San Antonio. Shane Quaid is Pauly's business partner, and they've been transforming the Woodlawn Theater into a comedy venue. They hope to produce at least 204 shows each year. So let's see, 52 weeks in a year. So that's 4 shows a week, more or less. Most will be stand-up, but they also envision doing occasional concerts as well as movie premieres. Tonight is the soft opening. San Antonio comedians will be featured at 8 o'clock. The first 500 tickets each night are free. After that, tickets are $10.83. Random number. I'm guessing when you add the tax, that comes out to like an even number, like 12 or something. So that's the soft opening tonight. On April 12th, it's the grand opening. Your headliner, Pauly Shore. He'll do shows at 7 and 10. Those tickets go from $32.48 to $63.87. Then on May 3rd, Tom Cotter and Carrie Louise will do shows at 7 and 10. Their shows cost $21.65 to $53.04. Random numbers. The Woodland opened in 1945 as a movie house and was the site of the world premiere of the movie The Alamo, starring John Wayne. That happened in 1960. They ripped out the seating and put some custom-made leather seats. That's not going to go well. Those are going to get torn up. What are you doing? That's a mistake. Quaid said, we want people to be able to sit here for 3 hours because the other theaters we've been to, you just don't want to. You say that now, that first tear in a leather seat's going to kill you. You can't have drunk people watching comedy shows on leather. That's not a good idea. I'm sorry. They've added space between the rows to make it a little easier for patrons to slide past one another. URL codes will be posted on the back of each seat, allowing folks to order drinks from the bar and have them delivered by servers without having to stand in line. That's neat. A 45-panel LED wall will be installed at the back of the stage, meaning comics can have any kind of background they want. Mary Picarisi is hosting the soft opening and says everyone talks about Austin, and Austin is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but I think people are sleeping on San Antonio. Prepping the show, I stumbled across this one. I've never seen a note like this. I just thought it was interesting. Ali Wong is coming to Portland for a show at Helium being advertised as a workout. The show's called Work in Progress. Ali will return to her stand-up roots to workshop raw and unfiltered new material in an intimate club setting. Ali will also do Work in Progress sets in LA and San Jose. The Helium shows are May 28th and 29th, $131 for reserved seats, $106 for general admission for a workout, plus $11 for the service charge. You could take your service charge and, what was the old phrase? Stick it up your nose with a rubber hose. That's what you could do with your $11 service charge. So $117 for a workout? Are you kidding me? No, absolutely not. Get out of here with that. I can go see Pauly Shore for $32.48. Pauly will be doing his A material. And they have leather seats. What do you have, Helium? Does anybody know what kind of seats they have at Helium? Let me look at a picture. Looks to me like Helium Comedy Club has chairs, wooden chairs. You don't want to sit in those for 3 hours. Put in some leather seats if you're going to charge me $117. What are you doing? Also, the May 29th show is at 4:45 p.m. on a Thursday. What are we doing? Steven Rogers has announced his new stand-up special, Half of We, will premiere on Nate Bargatze's Nateland YouTube channel on April 11th. The special is produced by Nate and Brian Regan. The new hour has Steven Rogers blending wit and vulnerability as he shares his relatable mishaps, personal struggles, and stories from his engagement, all building... No, there's a spoiler here. No spoiler. Watch it. Erase that from your brain. He shares stories from his engagement. You just sit there and watch. I'm not going to tell you. Come on, what kind of article is this? I could edit that out, but as you could tell, I'm silly today. Hattiesburg wants to be the city of 100 murals. So if you want to be the city of 100 murals, you got to have some murals. So they put up mural number 62, honoring Fred Armisen. Why wouldn't you? Luckily, Fred happened to be in town on his comedy tour when this mural went up. That really worked out. Fred said, to see myself as a musician, yeah, he's doing that drum thing, highlighted on this wall next to these other artists is an honor, of course. It's a double honor that I was born here. Hattiesburg is a constant reminder in my life. I am proud and honored to be from here. Let's stop off on Gossip Corner. Louis C.K. selling some real estate. He apparently has sold his 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment in a 4-story walk-up in Greenwich Village, New York City. Gimme Shelter says it was sold for $2.36 million. It first hit the market last May at $2.45 million, so somebody got a nice little deal there from Louis C.K. 3-bedroom, 3 baths, 3-level apartment inside a 4-story, 10-unit walk-up at 345 West 4th Street. Now, can this be right? CK bought the co-op with his then-wife in 2006 for $250,000, according to property records. $250,000, and he sold it for $2.36 million. Nice job, Louis C.K. We're told the home opens to a large living room on the parlor floor that leads to a small L-shaped kitchen with a vintage island that can be used for prep and storage, as well as a breakfast bar. Another large room with 3 windows and a fireplace can serve as a dining room and an additional bedroom. Stairs rise to a second-floor bedroom with another fireplace and views of historic Jackson Square Park. I'm from New York City. I don't think I've ever heard the phrase Jackson Square Park, and I would dare you to send letters, but again, I grew up there. I don't know what this is. It might be historic, but it ain't famous. Let me look this up. Bordered by 8th Avenue on the west, Horatio Street on the south, and Greenwich Avenue on the east, the park interrupts West 13th Street. I mean, it's nice looking and all, but not the most famous park. And for those of you not from New York City, when I'm saying park, you're picturing like big giant thing. This would be the size of a roundabout in your town, okay? I digress. There's a 3rd bedroom at street level. That's accessed by a spiral staircase from the parlor floor. And that has its own private entrance, and it could be used as a home office. Say you wanted to get away from everybody and work on your stand-up comedy. CK apparently loves buying and selling things. In December of 22, he sold a 1,450 square foot co-op on 12th Street for $1.8 million after buying it for $2.45 million. Oh, took a big loss there, Louis. What are you doing there? He also sold his 5-bedroom home at 35 Charlton Street for $5.8 million. That's less than the $6.5 million he paid. So what's going on? He was really terrible at real estate until very recently. Who knows? Hey man, you ever watch sports and find yourself wishing there was a way to get into the game? Well, let's go! With Underdog, there's finally a way to make picks on sports without leaving the house. The game is in your hands. Underdog is one of the leading sports apps, and you can play now in your state. You've heard me talk about the higher or lower game. You know what I've been doing lately? So I'm a Mets fan, but a couple years ago, Francisco Lindor gave the thumbs down to the Mets fans. I will not forgive him for this. So what I like to do is I like to see what they're doing higher or lower on Francisco Lindor, and I pick the lower. Opening day, 0 for 4. Day 2, 0 for 3. Lower. Lower's the way to go. So how do you play? You choose a player who will go higher or lower on one of their stats, touchdowns, strikeouts, points scored. You can mix and match. You can create entries with baseball picks, basketball still going, soccer, whatever you want. You can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right, you can win up to 1,000 times your money, so turn $1 into $1,000 just with your sports knowledge. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog, and their app has over 100,000 five-star reviews and millions of players. So do what I do. Baseball, higher, lower, and root against Francisco Lindor. He shouldn't have booed the Mets fans. Root for Juan Soto. That's what you should do. So go higher on Soto, lower on Lindor. That's the way to do it. Download the Underdog app and sign up now using the promo code DCN to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code DCN. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Underdog, promo code DCN. Do it. Let's see what's happening at that Nashville Comedy Festival. Uh-oh. People are going to be really upset. Bridgestone Arena tonight, 7 o'clock. Kill Tony, destroying comedy with their hilarious jokes. Ooh, the manosphere is getting up and doing 1-minute jokes by amateurs, and then Tony and the gang slam them, and we all have a good time. Stop doing that, Tony. What are you doing? You're destroying comedy. It's a fun show, folks. Check it out. Over at Zany's at 7, Veer Dawes. Kurt Metzger, he's been known to be in a controversy or two. He's at The Lab at Zany's at 7. Veer again at 9:15 at Main Zanies. Kurt again at The Lab at 9:15. If you're in Nashville tonight, go see Kill Tony, and if you can hustle over to Veer, I'd do that. The Melbourne International Comedy Festival has been rocking and rolling. I haven't had a chance to tell you about it. Luckily, The Age has seen a bunch of shows. Let's see what they're into. Broden Kelly, you know him from Auntie Donna. He's playing Beer Deluxe until April 20th. The Age tells us Broden Kelly is officially a cult figure in this wildly unhinged but completely focused hour. He starts by presenting us with 3 different Facebook groups where fans post pictures that may or may not look like the Auntie Donna star. Oh, that's like one of my favorite Facebook groups is people that vaguely look like Adam Sandler. I love that one. I can't get enough of that one. The Age says, Kelly definitely holds our attention through the use of a 4-part structure. He knows when to hit us with an obnoxious banger and presents some jokes as facts. One line apparently told funnier than I will. I found out during the research for this show that this is the worst song ever made. 5 stars, they gave it. All right. Ferdy Billa Maria. Ferdy's show is called Allow Me to Interrupt Your Doom Scroll, and you'll find Ferdy at the Theory Bar until April 6th. Uh-oh, let me check a calendar here. What's today? Whew, today's the 5th, but Melbourne's ahead of us, so it might be the 6th in Melbourne by the time you're hearing this. Get moving, everybody. The Age tells us his newest show, Allow Me to Interrupt Your Doom Scroll, runs the gamut of topics: dog-sitting, high school reunions, dating, going to the library. While it all sounds run-of-the-mill, Billa Maria injects each scenario with a layer of unpredictability. One of the topics, spoilers. Don't act like you were getting on a plane going to Melbourne. Don't get mad at me. I'm spoiling the show. You weren't going. Where does one milk a scorpion? 4 stars. And let's do one more. Gillian Cosgriff is at the Art Center Melbourne doing her show, Fresh New Worries. She'll be there until April 20th. See if you got some time. Book a flight. How much are flights to Melbourne? Let's look. I'm in a silly mood today, in case you can't tell. I'm going to go on kayak. We'll fly out of L.A., all right? You guys get to L.A. on your own, and let's fly out on Friday the 18th, because it takes a minute to get to Melbourne. We'll fly economy. I assume you're between 18 and 64. Let's see what we got here. You want to fly direct, right? I'm not stopping over, right? Non-stop. Are there no non-stops from L.A. to Melbourne? Oh, I picked Melbourne, Florida. Wrong Melbourne. Leave it in. I was going to say, because I've flown from LA to Melbourne, Australia. Wait, have I not been clear? Are some of you heading to Melbourne, Florida going, I heard there was a big comedy festival here? No. This is the one in Australia. Don't head to Melbourne, Florida. There, as far as I know, there is not a Melbourne, Florida International Comedy Festival. The word international was your clue. We should start one now, right? We should start, Dan Bublitz, you out there? You know how to do festivals. Let's start a Melbourne Comedy Festival at the exact same time, but we'll do it in Melbourne, Florida, and maybe we can get some guys. Kayak's telling me no flights found. I think this bit is over. Move on, John. Okay, let's go see Jillian Cusgriff, even though there's no way to get to Melbourne, apparently, from Los Angeles. She's there until April 20th. The Age tells us Jillian has already won this festival's top awards. Upon entry to the show, you're invited to contribute to her Pandora's Box of Concerns. At irregular intervals, she serves up those anonymous problems back at the audience. The clever hook reminds us how common our most private fears really are. 4 stars. Bublitz, get on this. Melbourne, Florida International Comedy Festival. Let's do it. All right, see you tomorrow.
If you're fascinated by UFOs, aliens, ghosts, demons, cryptid creatures like Bigfoot, Chupacabra, and Mothman, then I have the show for you. The Paranormal 60 with Dave Schrader. Each week, we investigate different claims of the supernatural and try to shed light into the darkness, bringing you the top guests and experts from around the world. Enter the fray. Then join me, Dave Schrader, your host, as we investigate all aspects and claims of the supernatural and paranormal. Listen on all of your favorite podcast platforms: Good Pods, TuneIn, Pocket Casts, Deezer, Player FM, Amazon Music, Audible, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. The answers to life's biggest questions and miracles and mysteries awaits you. So join me each week, 2 brand new episodes of the best in paranormal podcasting, The Paranormal 60 with Dave Schrader.